When we started making this film, financially, money-wise, we just wanted to make sure that we made it at a budget where it would recover, and it would be tough to recover. So we kept it really tight, we kept it really strong. And now to see that that is definitely going to happen, and we're going to be successful commercially. It feels great, guys. This feels good. It feels that I could continue to make films the way I want to make. I don't have to now think कि अरे अगली पिक्चर में एक चिकनी जमीनी डालना पड़ेगा. That's not the feeling. The kind of messages you get, the kind of I sleep to great messages, I wake up to great messages. It's amazing. That's been lovely. Every day I talk to Siddharth, we talk to Alia, Fawad, and Karan, and we are all getting really nice. In fact, today just coming here, Javed Saab, whom I absolutely look up to. He called and he was very touched and he was very happy, and he was so happy, and he said, it's so good to see people coming back to making movies to express themselves, to emotionally connect with people. Somewhere we've become very formulaic, and he was very happy. So that call made a lot of difference. Mahesh Bhatt sir, when he saw the film at the trial, at the cast and crew, he was very, very, I was very touched by how he met me. So he was so nice. He also is such a nice orator that he can really inspire you with his conversation. He just said that it's a good reminder for what films should be and what films can do. They don't always have to be just a bunch of scenes so that people can laugh and then they can give you a ticket and then 5 songs come. It can emotionally connect. It can tell you stories which are meaningful. So those things mattered a lot. And these are filmmakers. Javed Saab is a writer. I remember Hathi Mere Sathi and Mr. India, my all-time favorites while growing up. So when you get a call from somebody like him, he said the funniest thing. So I used to work with Farhan a lot. I worked for 4 years with Farhan. So I told him, Javed Saab, I don't think you remember, but I met you a few times. I used to work with Farhan. So he said, "अरे उस time मुझे थोड़ी पता था तुम ऐसी picture बनाओगे." So he's amazing, and yeah. I feel Karan's very open. I feel as a producer, he's very open, and he's always looking for opportunities to push things. And it's just about, I don't think enough people take material like this to him. I think हम लोगों के दिमाग में एक इमेज बना लिया कि तो कभी ऐसा स्क्रिप्ट आता तो हम बोलते नहीं ये फैंटम को भेज देते हैं. But I think he's very open, he's very receptive to ideas, and he's very progressive in his thinking. So I just remember discussing it, and when I showed it to him, he read it and he said, I'll be very honest, this is a niche film. So let's just make sure that we're tight with it. We can't go and indulge in a film like this. I want to be tighter, and I always wanted to make it at a budget where we feel safe. So he was very, 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 very supportive of the idea. He really, I think he really backed me the way nobody else would back me. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm glad that I feel like a part of Dharma. I've been there for 6 years, and I've become a part of the family, and I feel very, very happy that we are all growing. I'm growing. The production house is growing. We are all growing, and we are all trying to go out there and do things that we want to do. And I think that's very important. The idea was that most of these people have something that they carry. I call it the onion peel narrative, which is what you see in the beginning is just the top, and then you slowly start to understand who these people are. It's not for me a goal film. It's not something where somebody's trying to achieve something. Little Miss Sunshine is a film where they all have to go somewhere. They have to get something. This is not a film where you go get something. It's a film where it's a revelation film. You reveal things, and that's the beauty of liking. Like what you think of these characters in the beginning and what you think of in the end are two different things, because you understood them. How you see Ratna's character and what you realize about her character, how you see Fawad's character, what you realize about the character. So I think the journey and the graph is in understanding people, more deeply, as in life. If I meet you again and again and again and again, I'll know you better. Similarly, I wanted the audience to not be sure of who these people are. In the beginning, you're like, अरे फवाद बहुत अच्छा है. Then वो book का किस्सा आ गया. अरे book ने चुराया. अरे क्या आदमी कर रहा है? book चुरा रहा है. And then you're like, अरे book भी नहीं चुराई. अरे ये तो gay निकला. You know what I mean? So the idea is to have you not be sure of who these people are. You know, in the beginning, you're like, यार रजत यार पूरा दिन घर पे बैठा रहता है, पैसे कमाता नहीं है. Then you're like, oh इसकी girlfriend है. अरे क्या कर रहा है? And then what you feel for him, you know. So the idea is to make you in the beginning think they are this and then realize, oh no, maybe they are more than that. So that was always how I wanted the story to feel. So I'm very glad that you brought that question up, because that was exactly the thing, is to give them these emotional things they're hiding. You see, all of them are hiding something except Siddharth. The only thing he's hiding is he's a bartender, you know. So he's hiding the smallest thing, but most of them are hiding. They're all hiding. So have that emotional baggage with them. Yeah. I have always hated how gay characters become stereotypes and caricaturish and cartoonish in our films, and they're only used for comic. So it was very important that to break that image completely and to make you believe that this person is exactly like you, and then say, and he's gay, so that you accept it, as opposed to it becomes a joke otherwise. You know what I mean? You're just like, what? And you know, artists, they're always effeminate in the movies, and I remember watching movies like Wedding Banquet. You know, where even though they are gay, they are very respectable characters, and I want to make sure that all these characters, you know, so even though they are flawed characters, they've all made mistakes, they're all hiding something. It was very important that they were dignified. That within the wrong things that they were doing, they were very dignified. So it was very important to maintain that dignity, to not use the word gay, because I didn't want anybody in the audience to be like, अरे ये क्या gay निकला? वो वैसे भी बोलने वाले हैं, तो उसको क्यों, you know, why should we say it again? So I think to keep that dignity, to keep that as. And I never wanted to shock people. You know how sometimes you use these things to shock people. Hey, gay nikla hai, dekha kya ho gaya? I was like, I don't want to shock people. In fact, I wanted it such that agar you missed it, then you missed it. It's not for you. Then you have to come again and watch it. Ki kya ho gaya? So that was the idea, and I think Karan and I both agreed that it had to be a whisper. It couldn't be a scream. So we went ahead with that approach, and I think it's worked somehow. करण और मैं अभी यही बात कर रहे थे कि मैं घर बैठा था 1 साल के लिए स्क्रिप्ट के साथ, और 1 साल के लिए मुझे कौन करेगा यार, कोई नहीं बनना चाहता, गे कुछ नहीं है, वैसे भी नहीं है, मैं बोल भी नहीं रहा. So I was sitting at home, and now that it has happened, I keep telling Karan, if I have to go back in time and somebody told me, you wait 1 year, you'll get Fawad, I'll wait. You know, because it is worth it. He's the guy who's connected with it. Also, I feel because we haven't so far been, we haven't got such a, Fawad has hardly been there, Khoobsurat, some shows. So it's such a freshness that you believe him as a real person, you know, and I like that. I like how real it feels. बहुत ही मायूस आदमी हूँ, and I do not like happy endings. तभी मैंने राजू को भी मार दिया. No, I just, you know, I've always felt कि हम लोग हिंदी पिक्चर में ना एंड में सब कुछ ठीक करना चाहते हैं. हम लोग करते हैं कि अरे अब चल सब कुछ ठीक कर देते हैं. बेचारे ने किसी ने पहले 5 मिनट में जो गलती करी होगी वो भी सॉल्व कर देगा. So I used to find it so ridiculous कि सब कुछ ठीक कैसे हो सकता है. You know, how can everything be 100% right? And I've always felt that. So for me, even in that film, it was like, why should everything be right? Things are not. And my idea of love is even worse. Forget not meeting. I feel like it doesn't work only. So वो तो मेरे लिए बहुत optimistic फिल्म थी. So I find कि हिंदी पिक्चरें बहुत शुगरी हो जाती हैं कभी कभार, और मेरे को लगता है हम लोग बहुत शुगर कोट कर देते हैं, और हम लोग बहुत सब कुछ बहुत सफाई से एंड कर देते हैं. तो मेरे को लगता है कि, और जैसी पिक्चरें मुझे देखना पसंद है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि उसमें थोड़ी सच्चाई आनी चाहिए आखिरी में, चाहे थोड़ी गलत भी हो, मगर अगर सच्चाई होगी तो ऑडियंस विल कनेक्ट. सो आई लाइक टू लुक फॉर दैट ट्रूथ, एंड होपफुली आई कंटिन्यू लाइक दैट. think that's their personal choice. I'm not. I can't answer that question for them. आई थिंक हम लोग इतना यूज टू हो गए हीरो बनने के लिए कि जिस पिक्चर में ऐसा लगता है कि हीरो कौन है उसमें से ऑलरेडी डर लग जाता है. बिकॉज व्हेन यू रीड द स्क्रिप्ट इसमें कोई हीरो नहीं है. रत्ना भी हीरो है और ऋषि कपूर भी हीरो है, सिद्धार्थ भी हीरो है, फवाद भी हीरो है, आलिया भी हीरो है, सब लोग हीरो है. सो जब आप ऐसी स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते हैं आई थिंक ओनली जोयास फिल्म्स आई फील आर लाइक दैट जिसमें हर कोई कैन बी अ हीरो. सो व्हेन यू रीड लाइक दैट आई थिंक इट कैन बी कंफ्यूजिंग. When you have other scripts on the side where you are playing a solo hero, it can be confusing. That's how I would think, but I don't think I can answer for them. But having said that, to each his own. I have nothing against anybody, and I think I'm very happy that because whoever did this part had to do it with conviction. You could not do this part. Yes, try kar lete hain. You had to come and you had to be 100% sure that this is what you want to do. So. Brought themselves to the character, which is amazing. I feel that's the conversation I mostly also had even with most people, is that you need to own these characters. ये अभी पेज पे है, अब आप अपना बना लो और उसको जितना also the thing is these characters are so flawed at some level क्या कि ये character वो आदमी कर ही नहीं सकता जो उसको flawed समझेगा. So you had to play it feeling that I'm right. Otherwise you'll never play the part right. So it's important that these actors are mature enough to know कि ये जो भी है मैं judge नहीं करना चाहता. You don't judge these characters. You accept these characters. We've all been flawed. We've all made mistakes, and we don't go around every day saying मेरे से बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई. You try cover up your faults. You like नहीं यार मेरे से गलती नहीं, उसने कर दिया यार, मैंने ऐसे करने वाला था मैं. So I think they are like that. They are those. Readings करी थी just like this actually. We would just read because I think such long scenes like that plumber scene is 8-9 page long. I think it's important कि वो एक ज़हन में बैठ जाए. It had to be a part of your subconscious. You couldn't be thinking मेरा line क्या because I wanted everyone to talk over each other. आप बात करो, वो बात कर रहे हैं, अरे चुप हो जा, तू चुप हो जा, ऐसे. It had to go like that. Can't be one thing, but we did long parts of the scene in one go. So you would do 3 pages in one go, then you do another 3 pages in one go. You change shot, but you will do 2 to 3 pages in one go. So that spontaneity was very important, and for that it's very important that you know the dialogues. Everything else I think can happen once you know the dialogues at the back of your mind. It's easier. So we just did a lot of thing, and just spending time together helps, because then on the set everyone's comfortable with everyone. So I think that really helps.